Okay, all right. So for this open week studio, we're just trying different things every day, every class, because usually you know how I like to keep one theme for the whole week and sort of go crescendo with that theme and just get more and more challenging. But this week we're sort of moving the whole body, trying different things, and you know how I like to mix different approach. So we're gonna start standing with the feet hip distance apart and the knees are a little bit soft. And let's just take a moment to feel how's your weight under your feet. And we remember that today is a gentle class. So be very mindful of your body, and I'll remind you because I have some movements that I have in mind, and I don't want you to go all the way out. I try to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not as generous and full in your movements, but more generous towards listening to your body and capabilities, okay? So knees are a little bit soft, and then just feeling how's the weight under the feet. And we're going to compare this at the end of the class and watching how's your breath. And the abdomen is relaxed for now, the rib cage as well. And then lifting arms up, looking up. We're actually arching the back a little bit here, and then open the arms. And again, breathing in, lifting. And again. Okay, and then you'll lift your arms up and keep the arms up, palms facing the front. And we'll just start reaching one side and then the other as if we were sort of climbing, and you really want to stretch the side of the leg you're leaning on. So we go side to side. I think I might adjust my camera, but you can see my hands. You figured it out. So reaching side and stretching the waist without arching the back. Okay, so we have support, a little bit of support in the abdominals, and we're lifting the ribs. The shoulders can go up to the ears. Sorry, I'm on the wrong side. Supporting the leg, the arm reaches up. That's it. All in preparation for doing our abdominal support, and we want to get some length in that area. Okay, and then come back to the center. Feet will be a little bit wider apart, and we'll start doing our little sway. And as we do our sway, we'll just watch our breath and start engaging the abdominals with the breath a little bit. So you'll exhale and start doing that sponge squeezing towards the center. And it's still gentle because we're in motion. And I know I'm asking a lot right now to move and do that sponge squeezing. And if it's too confusing, then you just do the motion, try to stay tall. And then we'll add that little stretch of the waist. Good. And then come back to the center, slower, slower, placing one foot at the front. And then the feet are hip distance apart. The further out your foot is, the more stable you'll be. So you can adjust that later on if you need more stability. So we start doing our little lunges, springy lunges, making sure your knees are over ankle and under hips. Okay? And we do our little shoulders are relaxed. And we'll sway the arms. I really like this new one. Good. Letting your breath be natural. And we're not overly tucking under, engaging. We're more trying to stay tall. 3, 2, 1, and then come back to the front. Other side, stepping back, and we start. Bouncy. The only thing I want you to watch for in your upper body positioning is to not start being sort of like this, right? And hanging the abdomen forward. So it's not so much about tucking under, but more lengthening the front of the body so you have a proper position. And if you haven't started moving the arms, let's move the arms. And here's my breath that you can hear. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we step forward. Okay. Now we'll place the same as the first leg we moved. We had forward. And you'll externally rotate your foot. So instead of reaching straight, we're reaching out in a diagonal so that we're folding here, okay? And then we come back. So we'll reach back, fold, and return. Always bend at the height that's comfortable for both knees, okay? And let's try to keep more weight on that front leg so the back knee is not taking over the weight. And 3, and 2, and last one, we actually stay back. Okay, we stay back here. Let's get a little bit of spring here, and we'll lift the arm of the back leg, and we reach, and as we bounce, we're trying to reach up, 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 lengthening the waist, and then we'll go forward in a diagonal, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. When you're centered, aligned, you come back tall, and we go for another round. Side, reach, lengthen the waist. See if you can draw the abdominals in a little bit. Diagonal, reach forward slowly, slowly. Come back standing, and we come forward. And other side. Bending, forward. Trying to have more weight on the front leg. Normal breathing, natural breathing. Just test how can you stay tall in that motion so that there's not too much leaning forward when you're going back, okay? Shoulders are relaxed. Arms are relaxed. More weight on the front leg. Good. Relax arms. Just let your arms move where they want to move. You may want to feel like you're going like this. Maybe that feels comfortable to you. Good. I love how I get a cardio from just talking as I'm moving. Okay, the next one we hold back and hold. So we're doing little tiny bouncing. The hips are supple. Lift the arm of the back leg. Reach side. Lengthen the waist. Lengthen, lengthen. Bouncing. Going forward. Diagonally, slowly. Scoop the belly in. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Forward and come up. Okay. Again, side. Reach, reach, reach. More weight on the front leg. Diagonally, abdominals are engaged. Forward, 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 and coming up. Bring your foot forward. Feet hip distance apart. Preparing to do a roll down. Chin drops. Chest softens. Abdominals in. And then imagine there's a ball in front of you. And you're trying to dive. Actually, let's use the arms. We're diving over that ball. Stretching the back. Bend your knees as much as you need to feel comfortable in that position, stretching. And then we'll do our little side, 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 side. So we're still bouncing. The abdominals are a little bit engaged here to support. And it's a motion that comes from the upper body, not the hips. 3, 2, 1, come back to the center. Bend your knees, hands at the beginning of your thighs, fingers facing each other, round the back, head down. Arching, opening the front of the shoulders. So we're very supple and soft through the chest. And then round. Let's inhale to lengthen and arch. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lengthen and round. Again. Really use the lower spine, the abdominals to round. Last one. And round. And then stay rounded and straighten up to come up to standing. Legs straighten up. And we come up. Let's circle the arms the other way. So we open, go forward. And again, open, stretch out. It's almost like you're fanning your back out and forward. One more. And forward, and just relax the arms. Relax the arms, the shoulders. And let's place our hands just at the beginning of at the fold of our hips. And then you'll hinge forward, letting the sits bones pike up. So if you're starting to feel, and I'm coming back up, if you're starting to feel that your hamstrings are not allowing you to be with a straight back, then you bend the knees a little bit more, because I want you to have a straight back and actually a neutral back. So it's okay to have a little bit of a curl in the lower back. Definitely no round back like this. Okay, so very important to feel your sits bones are pointing back. Come back up. As you come up, straighten the legs, straighten your back. Forward and up. So we are engaging the abdominals when we're reaching forward, and we can try to almost bring the pubic bone closer towards your navel. So let's just do it standing. Breathe in and imagine you can shorten that lower abdomen, engaging, and then we'll keep that as we reach forward. Have my cat staring at me in the window. Meowing to come in, but no, it's not happening right now. Okay, so going forward and up. Now you'll place your feet wider apart. Toes are pointing just a little bit in external rotation. Okay, so we're going to do the same hinge forward with that leg position. And then you come back up, and now we're going to add a bend. So we're bending down, my back stays straight, and then come up. So we add the bend and reach forward. So it may feel a little bit different in that position. Straighten up. And in a few, just in the second repetition, we're gonna add a movement with arms. And again, forward, stay forward. And then if you're okay in your back, if you feel your abdominals are supporting you right now, then you'll open your arms out. Draw the abdominals in. Let's bring one arm forward, one arm back, looking back. Stretch that side of the waist. Come back to the center. Same thing on the other side. So if this is too challenging for your back, you could do this a little bit higher up and simply go side to side in that squatting position. Okay, so otherwise we're here trying to stay parallel with the ground or straight back at least. So keep going wherever you were at in your repetitions. We're doing one more on each side, trying to lengthen the waist. I know I did say this was a gentle class. I don't know if you're working as much as I am. And then lower down, stretch the legs, release your back. Release the shoulders. Good. Bring your feet back to hip distance apart. Knees bend a little bit, hands above your knees. Engage the abdominals, relax the shoulders and come up, up to standing. Okay, we're going to prepare to curl down, go forward in a quick plank to go on all fours, okay? So tall with the feet, hip distance, knees soft. Same reaching forward, diving over ball. And then walk forward, forward, forward to your plank. Let's just take one moment here before we lower to all fours, checking how are your shoulders. Are you able to have the shoulders feel wider? Okay, lower one knee down, other knee down. Check again on your shoulders. Much easier when they're less weight bearing, I know. Okay. And then we hold here. And then you'll start lengthening opposite arm and leg. Reaching out. And we have that same action in the lower abdomen. Trying to narrow and make it shorter as you reach out. And that's helpful to try to keep our back stable. So keep going like this for a few more. And last one. Coming back to the center. Try to have the front of the chest, the front of the shoulders relaxed and open. And then you'll try to take a peek at your hips and feet behind, and then come back to the center. And again, so I was just trying to turn around to show you, but I think you'll see better on this side. And then come back to the center. So we're trying to look on each side without moving the hips. So you can keep going for a few more. Yes, that's good. It's nice that I have some cameras on so I can see you. Good. And then coming back to the center. Shoulders wide again. Try to have the inside of your arms looking at each other. The inside of the elbows. And then you'll curl your toes on the mat. And then lifting the knees off 2 centimeters. And then lower back down. So our goal, keep going. Our goal is to try to lift and lower, keeping that same stability at the upper body, keeping the stability in your abdominal support. Good. Keeping the pelvis stable. And you can exhale to lift. Maybe that will make it easier. One more time. And lower the knees. Lower your toes. Tuck the pelvis under. Bring your hips towards your bum. Imagine you were stretching an elastic all in that posterior line on the back all the way to our fingertips, and then we spring back forward. Again, tucking under the pelvis. We're stretching that elastic band, and then it rebounds up forward to neutral. 2 more like this. Back, back. Spring forward. And again, back, back. Spring forward. Okay. Lying on your side. So you'll lie on your side with the bottom leg bent and the top leg is lengthened. And then we'll really try to have the hip, the knee, the foot, and the shoulders all on one line. And we try to reach further, further. And you'll notice when you're trying to reach further, your abdomen engages and your waist is lifting off the floor. So we keep that. You can have one hand flat on the ground. You keep that as you're circling your leg, reaching, reaching far away, trying to keep the neck relaxed. Breathing fully, trying to breathe naturally, and perhaps putting just a little accent on your exhale to draw the abdomen a little bit more in, and maintaining that on the inhale. And then change direction. And the challenge here is to do all that and keeping the shoulders relaxed. Good. Did I say change direction? Or did I just think it? And then bend your knee and then just rest your knee down. Okay, same leg we were moving. Just remember that top leg we were moving. Come back to all fours. Hands square under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And then we only lift that same leg a few millimeters off the ground, okay? And then you'll try to bring your knee across to your elbow. The back is rounding to achieve that. And then you'll reach out in a diagonal and the hips are opening when you're here. So you'll lower down and reach out. So let's add in this a stretching of the waist when you're out with the leg. Under, draw the abdomen in, reach out. Bend in across, abdomen contracts, reaching out. Good. And again, out. So we'll just go a little quicker. Reaching all the way out to the tip of your toes. Trying to not get your shoulders become in tension, and perhaps putting more weight on your supporting leg will help that. 2 more. And then bring your knee back down and rest on all fours. Now we reach the opposite arm as the leg we were moving, and we're reaching and lengthening the waist. Come back to the center. Lift the same arm as the leg we were moving, reach in a long diagonal, stretching the waist. Come back, same thing on both sides again. Reaching. And come back to the center, and then we'll lie on the other side to do the other leg. So I like to have my elbow bent because I feel it's more comfortable for my shoulder. Some like to have their arms stretched out. So bottom leg, the knee is bent, stretching your leg out, and just take a peek. Where's your foot in relation to your hip? And hip in relation to your rib cage, and we want to be in a long line, reaching out. Right away the lower abdomen engages, the waist is lifting off the floor, or at least feeling more engaged and active. And then we'll start doing our little tiny circles, breathing. And I need to remember myself to breathe with all that talking. And our goal is to try to keep the pelvis stable, keep that reaching going. So what would be the next step would be to have our hand behind our head if we're feeling very stable. And then change direction. Good. Breathing and engaging. Reaching really far with that leg. 3, 2, 1, bend a knee and pause. Then coming up on all fours. Hands are square under your shoulders, and just test. How can you have your shoulders a little bit further away from your ears, but without tensing? You don't want to be rigid through the shoulders. And then trying to have the inside of the elbows looking at each other. And we'll try to lift the same leg we had working, just a few millimeters, the knee, and then lower down. Again, lift the knee. Bring the knee across in a diagonal. The back is rounding, the abdominals draw in, reaching out, open the pelvis and in. So we know what's going on this side because we've done it already. And right away we can try to have perhaps more weight on the supporting leg rather than the arms. And you can exhale to reach the leg up and back. Good. 6, 5. And of course, going at a height that's comfortable for you. You may do a smaller motion. 1 left. And then lower your knee down. Pause. So we do our side reaching with the arm. Lift the opposite arm as the leg that was reaching, lengthen the waist. Come back to center. Other side. And center. Curl your tailbone under. Bring the hips back toward your heels. And we're going to spring forward to neutral. And again, back. Tucking under, stretch, 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 abdominals in and forward. And what I mean by stretching is that we could sort of go back and be in a comfortable, relaxing position, but we're trying to curl the abdomen in and stay very long at the front of the body. And if you're staying long at the front of the body, then you're staying long at the back as well. Come back forward. Good. And again, and that's me forgetting to put the mute on my laptop. And then come back forward. Good. Then you'll cross your legs, sitting back. We'll sit cross-legged, sitting forward, facing me. And then just sitting here, relaxing the shoulders. We've done a lot of supporting on the hands. And then just sitting here, we're gonna relax and turn the head side to side just to feel what's the range that we have, how comfortable it is on both sides, and is it even or not. And then come back to the center, and then we'll do our little massaging. So you'll place the palms of your hands on the side of your skull, and you'll sort of do little circling motion, massaging the, I was going to say the masseter. I have a blank in that muscle. Great! So we're massaging the muscle that's linking to our jaw, and we massage in little circles. I would need Margaret to tell me now. And then relax the arms, trying to put your hair back in position. And then let's just test turning your head side to side, maybe noticing, did that make any difference? And then we'll do our little massage of the jaw. So you take 2 fingers, you kind of poke a little bit under your cheekbones, a little bit further back, looking for areas that are a little bit tender, and that's our masseter. I'm going to try to circle again. Gentle pressure, maybe like a 60%. Just finding little areas that are tender. You can move your fingers, change positioning, relaxing the jaw as you're doing this. Relaxing your chin down a little bit. Natural breath. And then relaxing your arms. And just testing here again, did that make any difference? Good, I hope you may feel a difference, you may not, that's okay. So a very gentle massage. Good, so thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you. Oh, remember the muscle, the temporalis. Temporalis. Thank you, bye.